Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a place. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays. Yeah.
How's it going? What's up, sports fans? Welcome to the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Got a big show for you today. We'll talk about Rob Gronkowski retiring. Do we think he'll stay retired this time, or will Brady give him a call and he'll come back? You got game 4 of the NHL Finals tonight with the Lightning and Avalanche. That series 2-1 Avalanche. So that should be an interesting game tonight. Then we'll also talk some NBA trade rumors and some NBA draft coming up tomorrow, which should be interesting, especially the first 4 or 5 picks. I don't think it's a real deep draft, but then first 5, 6, 7 picks should be interesting to see where some of them guys fall. Before we get started, we're joined by Nate, the con man, and also Greg. How you guys doing today? How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing okay. It's been busy, especially starting with school yesterday, and it's definitely been a busy for sure.
How's the con man doing this afternoon?
Con man's doing great, man. We had a good show this morning, very entertaining to say the least, and looking forward to this afternoon show. A lot to talk about, a lot of good topics, so I'm looking forward to it. Got my man Greg in the building, so we're gonna have a good time.
How's Greg doing this afternoon? I know it's kind of like your morning because you worked that later shift.
Yeah. It's going good, man. The temperature kind of cooled down outside just for today. But yeah. I mean, good. It's good though. Yeah.
Well, we talked about it. We'll talk about Gronkowski first. What do you guys think about him retiring? And do you think he's going to stay retired this time? Do you think there's a scenario where maybe you get the weeks, I don't know, maybe half the season, week 8 or 9, and Brady gives him a call? Does he come back try to get another ring with Brady? Nate, we'll let you start on this. What do you think?
Well, to be honest, I think, Gronk retiring, it's going to hurt the Bucs offense a little bit more. So I don't think that I'm not saying that they're going to consistently lose games because, that offense, all this kinds of stuff. I get that. I just don't think that I guess what I'm trying to say is every time they win a game is because of how big their defense is. We keep saying this every year, and people prove it wrong, but we've been proven wrong time. But there's going to be a time, may not be this year, may not be next year. Tom Brady's getting older in age, so with age, get hurt a little bit more and more. Do you think could he go down hurt with an injury? Gronk's not there. I'm not saying the Bucs offense. I don't know if I really feel confident in that. And they, unlike some other teams out there, cough, the New Orleans Saints, who have they don't really have a decent running back out there in the backfield. So I don't think especially with Gronk retiring, I don't think they're going to win the division. But talking about, is he going to come back? Yeah, I think he is. And that's only if either A, they're close to making the playoffs and they're close to making the playoffs and, Tom Brady calls Gronk just to get some help. Or B, Tom Brady leaves and goes on to another team and Gronk comes with them, just like what happened with the Patriots to the Bucks.
All right. What do you think, Conman?
As we discussed this morning, I was on the premise that he's going to come back as well if Top Dog Brady gives him a holler. But I was thinking, when Gronk retired the first time, it was more of just an announcement. When he retired this time, he gave up a big trilogy soliloquy about his time and efforts, and the more I think about it, I think he may be done. Again, of course, if Brady does give him a call, that could change. But as we stated, he can make as much money off the field as he can on. He has a great career. He has a great personality. He's going to be offered so many job options. Plus, he's been through taking so much of a beating through the course of his career. And maybe he just wants to chill, man, But for him to write all that stuff down and then to come back again, I don't know what kind of, it's like cry wolf. I don't know how well that's going to sit in. That's my opinion. But at first I was like, yeah, he's going to come back. But the more I think about it, I think he's done. I think he's done.
Yeah. But I will mention one thing, though. His agent doesn't think that he's going to stay retired. Yeah, so that's why I'm supporting it that way, too.
I can understand that.
What's your thoughts on Gronkowski, Greg?
Well, definitely one of the greatest tight ends that has ever played.
Yes.
When he was in his prime, it was hard to tackle him.
Yeah.
He was running over people, and so he's definitely one of the greats. First ballot Hall of Famer. If he does get that call, I want Brady to call him after October 2nd. After October 2nd, when the Chiefs play him, he can call. Do it after October 2nd. Just wait, But do I think he's done? Yes, I do this time, only because he is older. And he was still, good last year, but you could tell he kind of lost, a step. And with the injuries and age, he wasn't really the same Gronk as we were used to seeing. So I think he's gonna, just stay. He's gonna keep his word this time.
I agree. And some two guys, I think, they had and Dominican Sue on one of the football shows yesterday, and they were asking him what kind of a teammate was Gronk, what kind of a person was he on the field as well as off the field, and with some really important things. And then a lot of other players that came on the show were saying the same thing. They said, when you go and play 17 games, and they said, you think everybody gets excited to play on Sunday? My man said, no, that's not true. Because you got to go through the grind. And Gronk, what he did, he brought a different energy, a different flavor. He came in, he was, gave people, if they're coming in a bad mood, he just brightened everybody's day up, made the game fun. You know what I mean? And that's what I think the impact was. And Dominican Sue said, great player, focused. When he was on the field anyway, focused and he contributed to set the culture there in Tampa Bay. So he's going to be missed. I definitely think he's going to be missed. That's what I think. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think he's going to stay retired this time. Just he's had so many injuries over the years that his body it's caught up. I think it's finally caught up to him. He could play, but he's would be kind of I don't want to go as far as saying a shell of himself, but he wouldn't be the same player
No.
that he's been.
I don't think so either.
And as he gets older, one of his greatest things he was blocking. Well,
Yes.
as you get older, you don't want to do all that
No.
bumping, that grinding and hitting. So and that was a big part. That's one of the things that made him one of the best tight ends. Don't get me wrong, his catch radius and hands and everything were also great, but his blocking in the run game was some of the best that you've seen from any tight end. So that's a big part of it. But I could see Tom Brady giving him a call and trying to talk him back into playing later in the season, especially if they get off to maybe a kind of a rough start and they need a receiver or need somebody like Conman was just talking, somebody to kind of help galvanize the locker room a little bit, have a little bit of different feeling in there. But I just think he's done. I don't think he wants to go through the daily grind. I think he'd be all right playing the games. I don't think he wanted to go through another training camp and the OTAs and then practicing all week and then just trying to stay healthy. I think he's ready. We all know he likes to enjoy his life off the field. So
we know that.
I think he's ready to get more of that. And you know he has plenty of money. Look, you're seeing him in all kinds of commercials right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has to be set for life. So I mean, why put your body through more of that? Leave when you're still healthy enough you can enjoy some other years of your life.
And also the fact too is that you guys know when he pass blocks and he goes out for a 10, 15-yard pass reception, they're coming after his lower extremities. And that takes its toll when they keep hitting you in your knees and your hip. I mean, time and time again. That is man. And they be going after him, double teaming him, whacking. I mean, after a while, man, you probably say, damn, what is he gonna prove?
Let me ask you guys this question. Where would you rank Gronkowski at as all-time tight ends?
Greg, you handle that one.
Hard.
I know some people have him as the best. But you have to have him right up there with him, Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah. I would put Tony G at 1. Only because when Tony G came in, he changed the tight end position. You know, it was mostly just blocking and all that. And when Gonzalez came, he kind of transformed it to how we see it now.
I agree.
So Tony G, and then once Kelsey, says that he's done, he's definitely gonna be top 5. So I would have a Gronk 3rd or 4th on that. Yeah, I have him 3rd or 4th on that. As far as all-time tight ends, Antonio Gates, he's definitely up there too. So,
yeah, Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp.
Yep, another one.
Sharp, yeah.
Yeah, I would put him at 4.
Ooh.
4.
Yeah, I would put him at 4. Because I would put Tony Gonzalez at 1, Antonio Gates at 2, and then I would put Shannon Sharp at 3.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think, man?
Wow, that's something that's pretty good, you guys. That's pretty good. But as we're talking like switching to the NBA, but same point I'm making. Players when their career is over, they usually get evaluated by your achievements and championships at the end of the day. So, those guys you named, I mean, Shannon Sharp has won 2. Am I correct?
Yeah, he won.
Antonio Gates
has 3 Super Bowls. He got 3 of them.
3 of them?
Yeah, he got 3. Yeah.
Antonio Gates, has he won any?
No, he didn't win any.
So, if that's what the majority go by, again, achievements, individual as well as team and championships, I think you got to move Gronk up a little bit. I think those guys might have been better players, but then again, football's a team game. So I think that, wow, I would have to go You guys, I agree with all your top four, but I might have to change up Gronk and pump to like 2 or 3. I mean, you look at his stats. How many all pros he made? It's incredible. The most catching. I mean, his numbers are incredible.
I don't.
I have Tony Gonzalez at 1. Then I'd have Gronkowski, and then Shannon Sharp, and then I'd go with Antonio Gates.
That's good. Hey, can't go wrong either way. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I don't usually.
And really, the only reason I put Gronk over Sharp is just because of the blocking. Sharp was a great receiver, but he wasn't really known for his blocking like Gronkowski
That's
was.
true.
Right, exactly.
I think that kind of separates them two because they both have. I think they both have 3 rings, if I remember correctly.
Gronk got 4.
Yeah, Gronk have 4 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would put Gronk at 2. Tony Gonzalez was that. I don't know. He's the best. He's the best tight end that I've ever seen play.
Yes.
Yeah, he brought a uniqueness to the tight end position.
I used to mess with people at school telling people he was my uncle because the only reason I would do it because they weren't smart enough to look at the last names and realize that they were spelled different. Because his was a Z and mine's with a S, and people they wasn't smart enough to get that. So I would tell them all the time, "Oh yeah, that's my uncle." If they'd ask me, "Yeah, he's my uncle."
And then the guys you brought up, 2 of them were great basketball players. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Well,
Antonio Gates, right?
Antonio Gates at new. Antonio Gates at new.
Yeah.
I think that enabled them to be even better tight ends because of their flexibility and agility. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with any one of them you pick.
Yeah, well, Gates and them guys are the guys that opened the door for some of them basketball players to come over.
Absolutely.
Come over as tight ends. They proved that it could work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were.
Wasn't Jimmy Graham a basketball player as well?
Yes, he was. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Damien's on it again. Here we go. He's on it. Yes, he was. If you remember, when he used to score a touchdown, he used to dunk the ball over the.
Yeah, he would dunk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought I was remembering correctly.
I forgot about him, man. I got dementia, so I forgot about him. I don't know.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham, he had a couple.
He was nice.
Seasons, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, he was nice.
All right, let's move over to. We'll get back to the NFL. Well, actually, no. Let's talk about this first because I want to make sure we get to this before Nate has to leave. We got the NHL Game 4 tonight.
Yes.
Avalanche are up 2-1 in the series.
Yep.
This game's in Tampa, right?
Yes.
So what are you guys expecting tonight? The Lightning came out last game and just dominated the Avalanche. Really surprised me. I really thought the Avalanche was going to win that game. I thought they were going to go up 3-0. Beginning the series, I picked it to go 7 games, but then the way the Avalanche looked in the first 2 games, I was like, man, this isn't going to be a very long series. But it's starting to look kind of like Tampa's last series did with the Rangers. You dropped 2 games, and then they got right back in it and won it. Nate, we'll let you go first since you're I know you're the.
Oh yeah, you know he's going to go off. You know.
What's your thoughts on tonight's game?
2 things. One, I'm glad I have not changed my prediction. I'm still going to say Colorado in the 7th. 2, there's something that dawned on me until I took my break in the middle of work yesterday. Darcy Kemper didn't play game 1 or game 2. And they still, in game 1, took that Lightning still in game 1 took that game into overtime. So yeah, and so I think that still I'm just gonna say Colorado in 7, but I think Lightning might tie this one up. I will change that prediction. Well, I think the Lightning will tie that one up and win tonight.
So you think the Lightning are gonna win tonight? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Carman?
You know something? First of all, I want to make a point. You guys had me actually watching the hockey game. I actually watched it for more than so I want to thank you guys for that. And it was really interesting, man. I had a ball watching it, man. And if I'm correct, Nate, I'm sure you're going to correct me. Wasn't this only the 5th time that a team in the finals got lost by like a 6-0 and came back to win 7-2 or something like that. Am I correct? Something like that.
Lost by.
In other words, they got.
Oh,
They
so
got.
you're saying, yeah, they were up 2-0, and I think Colorado was up 2-0, and Lightning came back, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm talking about the game prior. I'm talking about game number 2.
Game prior. Yeah, so there was only one other game that was a bigger deficit than this. Game 2. One other game, and I think that was Pittsburgh Penguins beating the Minnesota North Stars, because before they were the Dallas Stars, before they moved over to Dallas and Minnesota Wild became an expansion team. I think Minnesota North Stars made it to the finals and lost 8-0 in one of those matchups.
What do you think about the Stanley Cup final so far, Greg?
It's just watching the highlights and stuff. It's been interesting first 3 games. I did watch some of game 3. It seemed like the momentum changed for Colorado after that offside call there in the first period. It kind of felt like if they would have got that goal and scored first, Tampa Bay would have got that feeling of, oh, here it goes. And when that didn't happen, it seemed like Tampa got a second life, and they ended up winning. So Tampa's at home. I don't know much about hockey, but I'm just there since they're playing at home. I'll have a Tampa winning tonight.
Yeah,
and I'm still staying with my prediction. One other thing, Colorado. That was the first time this Stanley Cup, this playoff matchup that Colorado lost in a away game.
Oh yeah, because we're talking about. That's right.
Yeah. So I still think that they're gonna lose, but I don't think it's gonna be 6-2. It's gonna be like an overtime game.
Okay.
I would even watch the game tonight, but I got to ref again. I'm refing too. I got 4 more games, so I'm gonna have to catch the highlights. But I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch some of it tonight. I think it's going to be a real close game, but I think the Avalanche are going to win this game. I think the Avalanche kind of went into Tampa Bay after the way the first 2 games went, and I think they kind of overlooked them a little bit. I don't think the Avalanche came in with the same intensity that they had the first 2 games of the series. They didn't carry that over to Tampa. I don't know if it was because they had that 2-0 lead and they started feeling themselves a little bit. So I think they'll bounce back tonight after that embarrassing performance the other night.
Yeah.
I think they're going to bounce back big tonight and get a win. I think this is a must win for Tampa because you can't go down 3-1.
Right.
I think if either team went down 3-1, they'd be in trouble. So I think it's a must win for Tampa tonight. But I do think the Avalanche is going to win it.
Yeah.
On the sports book, on the FanDuel, they have this game as a pick'em right now.
Wow.
So I know. So the bookies are expecting a close game.
Yeah, so actually, I'm going to take that back only because I don't want to make the same mistake again. I'm going with Avalanche as well.
Okay. All right. And so I know they've won, more recent than Colorado has. They're kind of like the mini dynasty going on in hockey. Last time Colorado won the Cup was 2001.
Yes.
All right, Nate.
Or was it?
Yeah, I think we beat Detroit in 6.
Yeah,
that was 2005.
And the Lightning are going for a
the Ray
three-peat.
Borg title, yeah.
And Lightning are going for a three-peat.
Oh, they're going for 3 in a row. Okay, wow.
Yeah, because they beat Dallas Stars 2 years ago, and then they beat Montreal last year.
Montreal, okay.
And I forget how long it's been, but it's been a long time since there's been a three-peat in hockey.
Yeah. Last time there was one, there was a 4-peat.
Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm telling you, if you get a chance to go watch a hockey game live,
Yeah.
go check out a hockey game live. Because I'd watch some on TV, but sometimes it'd be hard for me to get into it. And I'll be honest, because sometimes I can't keep track of the damn puck.
Where's it at?
But we went to a live game. It went now. Granted, it wasn't an NHL game. It was one of the minor league games here in Indiana, Indianapolis, and we went there, man, and it was a blast. I mean, it was great atmosphere. It was fun to watch, hard hitting, fighting. So I mean, yeah, it's a totally different experience to go watch one live. But I've gotten like these playoffs. I've watched quite a bit of these playoffs just because they've been pretty exciting. A lot of fast-paced games, and when you get that going, you see some hard hits, and it makes it fun to watch.
Yeah, you know some too. You know, I'm out here in Boston way. The Bruins always sold out, so it's impossible to get a ticket there. But they do have what they call the Providence Bruins, which is an affiliate, which is out of Providence, Rhode Island. I could go to see them. I think I may do that. But yeah. The Bruins
my favorite game, and that's not even a question. My favorite game so far this playoffs is Game 1, Pittsburgh Penguins versus the New York Rangers. Rangers started off 2-0. Pittsburgh came back and took it into triple overtime, but won.
Wow. Triple overtime. Whoa. Wow.
Triple overtime.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember this is back in the 90s, showing how old I am. The when Fox used to do hockey, the puck, they would have the glow on it.
Yep. See, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. So you could follow it, you know. And,
wow, I didn't know that.
I don't know why they stopped doing that.
I used to watch it some when I was younger, when I was a kid around the 90s, because of Gretzky.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, hell, you saw Wayne Gretzky everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So I'd check out I'd like to watch him play and stuff. So I do remember, them having that little highlight thing on the puck.
Yeah. And that was the easiest way you could, follow the puck.
It almost looked like on video games, how that leaves the little streak behind the puck so you could see it. That's how it looked like.
Yeah.
But no, I think in hockey's really starting to grow here in the United States as well. Because I think you see NHL starting to get a bigger TV deal, and stuff. So they're really starting. I don't know why all of a sudden, but they're really starting to make a push to grow again.
And the better TV deals, the more money the players can get.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a good thing all around.
Yeah, and it's something that hockey needed to do. They needed their games to be on a channel where we knew it was at.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I hear
it's on
right.
Okay, instead of Versus and Nature Network and all this.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. And then Damon Hernandez had mentioned right after we got done talking about it, but he put Gonzalez, Ditka, Gates, Sharp, Davis, and then Gronk on his tight ends list.
Well, I remember a little bit about Ditka, man. He was like one of the original, one of the first. And, of course, he set the standards. But then, what usually happens is when you set the standard back in the day, your records are going to be obliterated. And then, as an old timer that I am as well, you go back to what resonates with you. I don't know if you guys know what I mean by that. If you remember what your grandmother used to make, something that you remember instinctively, and then you go eat something. Oh, yeah, but my grandmother made it better. Yep. It's like there'll be those that say Joe Louis was the best fighter, the old timers, or Babe Ruth, or Bobby Orr, you know what I mean? So it goes what resonates with you. But those Dicker, I guess, back then he was more of a blocker more than a receiver back then because they didn't really pass the ball back then. They didn't really throw the ball back then when he first started.
Yeah, it was heavy on the run game, yeah.
So, I definitely think he shouldn't be forgotten anyway. I don't think he should be forgotten.
My dad, I was a huge hockey fan when I was a kid. Then I became a fan again when Vegas became a franchise.
Okay.
And he's a big Vegas Golden Knights fan. He's been a fan there ever since they started. And
Hey, your dad knows his stuff. I ain't messing with your dad. He knows his stuff.
I've been a Colorado Avalanche fan and a Denver Nuggets fan. I started becoming a fan of those two teams at the same time, 2017.
Yeah, I've never really had a favorite hockey team. I watch more, like if I hear it's going to be a good game or something, I watch some of the bigger games. But this year I've watched a lot more than what I have in the past. Ozzie Newsome was really good. Yeah, that's another one.
Yes, I forgot about him. Cleveland Browns. I remember him. Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, Newsome's another one that was real good. So, I mean, and they're hard to compare to, like you were saying. Because if you go from different eras in the game, how much the game has changed, rules have changed.
Yeah.
Because back when Ditka and them guys played, it was more of a running league.
Yeah.
Where now it's more of a passing league. So you know what I mean. So it does make it hard to compare them guys. Plus, athletes are bigger, faster, and stronger these days than what they were.
And the thing, biggest change too, Chris, is the fact, and your father will attest to this. Look at the helmets they wore back in the day. All they had was one bar coming across.
Yep.
That's all they had.
One bar, yeah.
Up the quarterback, you can beat up the quarterback. There was basically no rules. I mean, you could do whatever you want. You know, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But
I'd be all right with it being back that way.
Hey.
Yeah.
Man, you watched the JJ, Fran Tarkenton, and all them guys back in the day. Oh my God, they took a beating.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so, that's why some people say that, you know, when we talk about GOATs and all that, some people still say that Joe Montana is because he played in a harder league.
Harder era,
harder era than Brady did. You know, so because back then, it was time. If people forget, Joe Montana had arthroscopic back surgery.
Yeah,
I was a big Montana fan as a kid. I've always been a Colts fan, but I was a big Montana fan as a kid.
Yes. Kind of like I am now.
I think, guys, if you ask a contingent of people over 60 and people under 60, I think you might get different feedback. Because I tell you right now, as I was saying before, I'm a boxing fan too. Everybody still, the older timers now, Joe Louis was the best all time. Even though he lost 18 fights, he was the best of all time. Muhammad Ali, best. Look how many times he lost. Yep. Best of all time. So I mean, again, it goes by what resonates with you. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's why when I talk about the GOAT conversation, which I usually don't, I'm not really too big into it. But when I do, I usually just say they're the GOAT of each era instead of the GOAT all time.
That's tough, man, because it's different eras. And look what the ones that started, what they had to confront, what they had to endure. You know, it made it a lot easier for players now. Look at the nutrition. Look at the fitness aspects. Look all them guys back in the day had to work 2 jobs just to survive. So I mean, it's a whole different.
For me, there's only one clear, obvious GOAT, and that's Wayne Gretzky.
Evolution
in hockey.
Sports evolutionary. It's like everything else. It's evolution. That's the way it is.
If it wasn't for Leonard Marshall sawing Joe Montana in half in that NFC Championship game in '90, they would have won 3 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
a different conversation.
Yeah. But you're right.
So,
and then when he went to Kansas City, he led Kansas City to a good playoff run as well.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
Yeah, they lost to the Bills in '93.
Yes. Yeah.
He got knocked out of that game too, ironically. It's like, so the only way Montana could lose a playoff game is if he got
Then he left football and got into auto racing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Racing, yeah.
And that was Brady's idol, am I correct?
Joe Montana, yes, it was. Yeah.
So do you think Brady's going to leave and go into the auto racing? I'm kidding when I say that.
No, but a question I did want to ask, do you guys think Brady, after this season, do you think he retires, or do you think that he'll move on and go to a different team, or will he stay in Tampa? What's your thoughts on that? Let's start with Greg this time.
I think this year is it for him. you can't keep testing Father Time because eventually something bad will happen. Not wishing that, but I'm just saying. So if he gets out of this year healthy, they have a good playoff run, even if it comes up short of making the Super Bowl or winning it. I think this is it. I think he just wanted to try one more time, only because of how Tampa lost that playoff game to the Rams. So he wanted to come back and do it one more time. But this is going to be it.
So Greg, you hit the nail on the head on this one. I kind of agree with you, but for a little bit of different reasons. Just a little bit. I mean, everything you said, but I'm going to add a little bit.
Okay.
How much is Giselle going to take? You know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't say, look, I'm going to hang out with the family. Years. I think that he probably said, yo, honey, man, this is my last year. I promise I'm done after this. I think that's the reason why.
Hey, happy wife equals happy life.
I think so.
Yeah.
Giselle ain't going to put up with it. That's what I think.
There's only that. That is true. The wife, she is going to have a say now. So he won this first round by coming back.
Yeah.
She going to win that next.
I think she's going to win.
She going to win that next one.
Yep. He won the battle. She going to win the war.
She going to win the war.
What do you think, Nate?
David said, I just wanted to comment real quick. David said the only way Brady stops playing is if he's dead. That man will never retire.
Yeah.
I think to answer your question, I think he is done after this, unless if like Brady comes and they basically have the same exit that they did last year where they lost to the Rams in the divisional round. If they win a Super Bowl, I think he's done. But if they miss the playoffs, I think he's done as well. If they miss the playoffs because he's hurt, and I think he's done as well. But if they make an exit like last year and say, hey, I really want to win off of a defensive-minded head coach, I think he might come back and play for one more year until he gets another championship. Because, I don't really consider Bill Belichick to be – would you consider Bill Belichick to be a defensive-minded head coach?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah, so if he makes an exit, I think that he will come back, lose in the playoffs.
What's going on,
Mike? The man. Hey, we know something. Wouldn't we all like to be in a position like Tom Brady right now? Look what his options are. He can play. He can retire. Go make $200-something million. I mean, that's not a bad life.
Yeah.
Even though he still makes more than him, I mean, he can go back and do whatever he wants. He has that option.
I think this is going to be his last season for a couple of reasons. One, he has that TV deal now. He didn't have that before.
Yeah.
And not that he needs the money, but
right.
To me, that TV deal is a way for him to stay a part of the game. And I think that's what I think he was kind of missing that when he retired last year because he didn't have really nothing to do. Well, now he'll have something to do. So I think that'll be one reason he stays retired. Another reason I think he came back is because I think he wanted to come back and help Bowles have a successful season. I really think that played into it. So I think that was one of the reasons he came back. So I think he's going to try to have a successful year there with Bowles, help Bowles get off to a good start as a head coach there in Tampa. And then I think he's going to be done after this season.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, same.
That's true.
Yeah, and I think Brady. Now, if Bruce Arians was still the coach, I think Brady would have not come back.
I agree with that one. We all know about that. Yeah,
it seems like there was some friction there, and I don't know if it's because now this is the second time, because we all know there was some friction when he was playing with Bill. So I don't know if it's a Brady thing or if it's just when you have two, alpha coaches.
Yes.
Maybe maybe that's the reason also. Why there was some friction there.
But the thing about that though, Greg and fellows, is that Brady and Belichick were there, 20 years together?
Yeah, it was 20. Yeah,
there was friction, but Bill Belichick didn't throw Brady under the bus.
No, he didn't.
It's the first year he was throwing him under the bus.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And you never hardly heard about the friction between Belichick and Brady.
Yeah, only insiders knew.
Stuff started coming out there toward the end, but look how many years them two were together, and you never heard anything about friction. And there was some.
Yeah, of course.
Two guys with that, for one, with egos, but just being that competitive.
Right.
You're going to have differences, but in New England they do a good job of keeping everything in the house, and you don't ever hear about that stuff.
Nope, not at all.
New England.
No, Arians will put it out there for everybody. He don't care if you keep it in the house or not.
He's crazy, man. He's
true. Yeah.
Let's
true,
see. Damien has a question here.
Mm-hmm.
If and when he does retire, do you think he'll buy the Dolphins?
Didn't he try already? And he failed. Didn't he try? Did he make some type of?
That
he tried to. He was going to.
That's interesting. Now, if he becomes the owner of the Dolphins, this will be funny because now he's the owner of the Dolphins. Of course, the Dolphins, play the Patriots twice, being in the same division. So, in a weird way, he will have a chance to get back at Bill twice a year to keep him from, winning the AFC East. So, interesting. That would be a very interesting way to go.
Now, the thing is, how would that affect his Fox contract?
He'd probably have to give up that.
Yeah.
If he was the owner of a team, I don't know if they would let him do both.
Do you think he would?
Well, Fox they do more of the NFC games.
Right.
The Dolphins games would come on all that often over there.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Maybe he would be okay. That would probably affect him being a analyst as far as being in the booth.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe he can't, call the games, but he can still be the.
Can that be like a conflict of interest, right? Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. So he can be the studio.
He could be on like a pregame show or something.
Yeah,
like
he can be
that
the pregame. Yeah, he can be.
If he wanted to, he could do something like that.
Yeah.
Any network, Fox, they'd be stupid not to just say, we want to keep you and we'll have you on the pregame show.
Well, on the NBA, Shaquille O'Neal is a minority owner, and he still does TNT and whatever else he does.
Yeah, he's still on the studio. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Well, Troy Aikman did conflict of interest for all those years. He was a Cowboys quarterback. And sometimes he was the most critical of them.
You know that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good having Joe and Troy doing the Monday night game.
I think so. I think that's gonna be really good.
It wouldn't surprise me if Brady was to end up owning the team. I still think that Peyton Manning might end up owning the team before it's all said and done as well.
They got the money.
Yeah.
They got the money. It can be done. So it's possible.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Peyton didn't put any ownership in Denver. I know that. I know the Colts. They still have their owner. So, but as far as Denver,
Irsay's gonna be around forever.
Yeah,
it seems like it.
Yeah. Irsay is still there. But yeah, for Denver, I would now that especially after Pat Bowlen, passed on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think Peyton would have wanted to own Denver.
Yeah, I thought he would be in the running for that, but Walmart ended up with it.
Oh yeah. That was pocket change for them.
Walmart got money, yo.
Oh, they got money.
They got money.
All right, let's move over and talk a little NBA. You have the draft coming up tomorrow, but there's been a couple trade rumors, and a couple of them I was interested in maybe talking about a little bit. Well, the first one really isn't a trade rumor. It's just Bradley Beal declined his $36.4 million player option, will become a restricted free agent, which he could end up re-signing back there as well. But you guys, where do you think he might end up?
Well, from what I've been really looking into this because that's what I do. From what I understand from whatever source I could obtain, he's already made his decision, but he's not letting anybody know. And he said he was going to do what's best for his family, put himself in a winning environment. So I think his options probably will be. I mean, he can make the most money staying in Washington, but it's run its course. I think Miami may be somewhere he could go. I think they're talking about the Lakers. It's going to either be Miami, Lakers, or possibly they was talking about him going to Milwaukee as well for Middleton and a few other picks, whatever. So, I mean, I think whatever he decides is going to put the ball rolling because then you got to watch out what Wall's going to do. And it might have a big influx on, again, who's going to move up or move back in the draft to get whoever they want. So I guess we'll have to wait till Thursday to really find out who can do what. Right now, the Lakers have a major salary cap issue. So I don't know, unless they make a deal with Westbrook, and nobody really wants Westbrook, whatever his name is. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But to answer your question, I think Beal's going to finally make a decision that he wants to win. He's going to be 34, whatever. He wants to make a decision that he's going to absolutely win at. I think Miami's a good fit. I think Milwaukee would be a good fit. I don't see him going to the Celtics because they have to give up one of the big two there. And the Lakers are a mess. So I would say Miami and Milwaukee. Those are my picks.
Those are two good ones, Colin.
Yeah.
Those are two good ones. Now, here's a way where KD can stay in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So we get rid of Kyrie. Ship him on out. You can get Bradley Beal. And then if Kevin Durant can somehow talk Donovan Mitchell to come to Brooklyn, there is your big three. There is your big three. And then he'll have to find a way to get Steve Nash out of there. But but at least he'll have, at least he'll have some help. If he was able to get that, if he was able to get those two. So Brooklyn is an option, of course. If Beal went to the Heat, I can see the Heat making the final if they get Bradley Beal because they were so close to it this year. Celtics, just like you're saying, Kyle, man, it was kind of like a salary cap thing with them. He would fit with the Bucks too. He would fit with the Bucks too. The Lakers, the only way that's going to happen is they're going to have to trade either Westbrook or Anthony Davis.
What about the Mavericks with pairing them with Luka?
Well, they already picked up Wood. They got
Christian Wood.
They're good. They're set. Yeah. Although the Knicks are trying to pick, they're going to all 100% going after Brunson. I don't know if you guys heard about that. They're going gun after Brunson. So, you don't know. I don't know what's going on. That could be very interesting. But again, the thing about Kyrie and Greg, I hear what you're saying, but we discussed this, and the more I think about it, the more I think he's going to stay put. I think that guy's been put through the ringer by his own accord, by his own volition. I don't see him trying to go nowhere. I really don't. And they want him. They all want him out.
Oh, yeah, they want him. Yeah.
So I think he's going to stay put. Everybody keeps talking about Kyrie. Kyrie is not going anywhere.
And he can make more money.
One more go.
He can make more money staying with the Nets than he's going to be able to make if he goes anywhere else. He'll actually, like a lot of people say, he's going to go to the Lakers. He'd actually lose like $30 million this season if he goes to the Lakers.
He's not going to go there. And then the thing about Bill too, the reason why I was talking about Milwaukee fellas was the fact that how old is Giannis? Anybody have an idea how old are you? 20, 26, 27?
27, I believe.
So we probably figured he got a good 10 years left. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, don't you want to go to an organization that has that guy for 10 more years, where you know y'all in playoff contention every single year? And he hasn't been in playoff contention for who knows how long. At least a viable solution. So if you're talking about securing, I mean, who wants to play in Milwaukee? That's why I was saying Miami's his type of, you know what I mean? Miami's Miami. So
right.
I don't know. Again, the Celtics, everybody's talking, he's going to come to Boston because him and Tatum are real close. True. But then Jaylen Brown might have to go. And maybe Williams or whatever, because the money's got to fit. That money's got to work. So they're going to have to give up. And people saying, well, they'll give up Grant Williams. No, they're not. If they're going to, they're not. No, it ain't happening, man.
No. He's one of their best defensive players. If he does, whichever way he goes, if he stays in the East with those three teams, whichever one he goes to, that's going to be the favorite.
I think you're right.
That's
and the other thing we didn't talk about too, guys. I want your feedback. You know, it was discussed this morning on the show that we did this morning as far as John Wall is concerned. And here I go. I'm going to speak my mind on this one. That people were suggesting, well, is he going to sit out another year? Absolutely not. If you guys remember, when he first went to Houston, he was still averaging 20 points a game. And with a year off, he hasn't played yet. Guess what? He hasn't got hurt in a year either. He's going to be healthy. I'm telling you, he's going to be in shape. He's going to be hungry. He's going to play for somebody. He opted in. So now what he's doing, he's putting the pressure on them to make a trade. Either sign and trade. He's putting the pressure on them. You want to make me sit out all this time? Still paying me $40 million? I'm going to see what you're going to do. So the Rockets have to do something. Whether they got 2 picks in the draft. They got 2 picks in the first 20 picks. So first 30 picks. See what they're going to do. There's 2 teams right now that have 2 picks within the first 30 picks. Find out what they're going to do. Are they going to trade up? What they're going to send them out anywhere? It's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for this draft. I'm looking to see what's going to happen. I'm really pumped up about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see some candy.
I didn't even know. I choked you up a little bit.
Yeah, whichever. Now, John Wall, if he wants to win a championship, he has to get out of Houston. So
without question,
him staying is kind of like, well, I'm just gonna chill and get as much money as I can, which is, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying if he wants to win a championship, he has to get out of Houston.
And some players are about winning championships, and some players are just about that money. And I mean, I'm not saying that either way is right or wrong. I mean, it's all a different situation. You know what I mean? You got to go by your own situation.
Yeah.
Some players are more about the money. Some are more about leaving a legacy in and winning championships.
Yeah.
And the way NBA sets up their contract, so sometimes it makes it hard to leave a team because you can make so much more at that team than you do if you leave.
That's why they did that. That's why
Yeah.
they did it, to try to stop people from going up. I'm just trying to see where Wall would fit in. Again, he's been on a losing team. These guys are older now. They done made their money.
Yeah, they made it.
They want to get a chance for the chip. They want to get a chance. Where would he fit in? I'm trying to think, man.
You send him to the Lakers with LeBron and the other older ones over there.
Well, they would have to. Westbrook's not going to go back to Houston, so I don't think they want him there. So
he would be better than Russ.
Yeah, exactly.
John Wall be better than Russell Westbrook.
If he can stay
yeah,
healthy,
yeah, absolutely. But Sacramento has the money, but they don't have the talent.
Now, I would say Memphis only if he's willing to come off the bench. Is he willing to be a six man and be on a good, Memphis team?
See, the thing though, you're right. Memphis seems like they're going to be the team of the future. But if they make one of these deals, whether it be Westbrook, Irving, Wall, how much are they going to have to give up of that young group? That's the only thing that worries me. I mean, they got a young bench, and if you notice, sharp money. They're gonna have to pay Ja his money, but they got sharp money. If they can keep that unit together, you go get someone like a Wall, or that could mess up your whole thing for your future. Depending upon
that's true.
I don't know. It depends. Do you want to win now, or do you want to keep moving on and getting your unit together and keep the flow, keep the culture going? How much would one of them players offset what they have already established? What impact can he make? Maybe it could be a negative impact. And also, when you get someone like that coming on your team, and I just told you these guys got sharp money, they want to get paid. He comes in, they might not be able to get that bag at least as much as they want, or they think they're worth.
Yeah,
that's true.
All right, let's get to our thoughts of the day. I know Greg has some stuff he has to do before work, and I actually got a couple things I need to get done as well today. So we're going to cut off a little bit early today, but we'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
For another episode. So come join us tomorrow. Any final thoughts, Greg?
Oh man, if I could give everybody to watch the my own podcast, the G the G Report. We have a YouTube page now.
Okay.
I interviewed. I have a segment I do with the Coaches Corner. I interview different coaches from high school and college, and I have a great interview on there. Coach Eddie Corporal. He coached our high school men's team back when I was in school, and he went on to he was an assistant for Bill Self at Kansas.
Okay.
He went on. He was on the Wizards coaching staff when Jordan was there. So all these different stories. He's got an interesting Pat Riley story also on there.
That's cool, man. That's great.
People will like. So if y'all get time, check it out. It's on YouTube and Spotify, and
what's it called again, Greg? What's it called?
It's called the G Report. The G Report. That's my own podcast that I do.
I'm definitely gonna tune in on that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kyle, man. And
I will share it too, my brother.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, wherever you get your podcast, it's on YouTube, it's on Spotify. So yeah, if y'all could check it out. It was a great interview, and it's good to hear other people talk about the different stories and the history of the game. So yeah, so it was definitely fun. It was
Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out this evening.
awesome. Thank you.
Final thoughts, Connor, man?
Well, just to reiterate what Greg said, y'all, that coach right there, I would love to sit down with him because I got some Sam Jones stories. I got the history, brother. You know what I got.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just honored to be with you guys. Honored that Chris invites me on the show. I love coming on the show, and I'm looking forward. Hopefully, we can talk about the draft tomorrow because I came prepared today.
Oh yeah, we'll be talking a lot about the draft tomorrow.
Whatever we want to do, but yeah, again, I just want everybody to stay safe and look forward to coming on the show tomorrow. Hey, only thing though, I got to referee 4 games tonight. I might be crippled tomorrow. Who knows? I'm already tired out, man.
But oh yeah, we'll talk a lot about the NBA draft tomorrow, leading up to the draft tomorrow night. If you're a baseball fan, you got some good college. The College World Series has been.
Yeah, I was checking that out. Yes.
You also have an elimination game getting ready to start here in just a few minutes. Texas A&M and
I'm gonna put that on.
And man, they have another game tonight. But it's been crazy. You only have one top 10 team even there anymore.
Yeah,
all other ranked teams have been put out. So and there's only 2 of the ranked teams that made it to the World Series. The rest of them got put out in the super regionals and stuff. So it's been if you like old school baseball where you see more small ball, it's fun to watch. So I'd recommend watching that. Also got NHL tonight.
Yes.
And plus a bunch of big slate of Major League Baseball games. So if you're a sports fan, a lot to enjoy tonight. Like I said, we'll talk a lot about the NBA draft tomorrow. And I'm assuming there'll probably be a lot more trades and trade rumors coming out.
It's gonna be crazy
between tonight and tomorrow. So there should be quite a bit to talk about tomorrow.
And you got your show coming on at 3:00 as well, right?
Yep. I'll be back at 3:00 with my sports betting show.
There you go.
Yeah, I got to run an errand real quick before that show today, so that's why we're cutting out a little earlier.
No
but
problem,
we'll be back tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with another episode of the ASAP Afternoon Blitz.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports all plays.